The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 7. Rest in the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padal from the GMS Denver camp. Doing a lesson in regards to some recent major news that just took place here. And I'm gonna play a video clip for you. A few different video clips, but I want to break this down real quick. It says, rest in the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and wait patiently for him. All right. And that's what we do in times of turmoil and chaos. All right. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. But it says, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. And that man who is known for bringing wicked devices to pass is none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. The elites of Esau at that. They've been exposed as the wicked in these last days through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And we know that he has a short time left. And he knows as well, man, his rulership is coming to an end. And so he's scrambling and he's using his age-old tactics of bringing forth chaos, all right, to make the people submit to him, man. And, we're not going to fret. We're not going to get all anxious because things are happening around us, because they're destined to happen. Shit is finna hit the fan. The total collapse of society is on its way. And, most people they're gonna panic. But those who are in the faith, the hopeful elect, those who believe and understand the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we're gonna be stable when everybody else is panicking and losing their damn minds. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's play this video clip. All right, here you see a clip from Dabu 7. All right, let's go ahead and play this. It says, massive power blackout hits Spain and Portugal, shuts down everything. Recent news.
This is Dabu 7. We have a massive blackout affecting multiple countries in the EU. This originated, it looks like, in Spain. It's affecting Spain, Portugal, at least France, and maybe a couple other places. But right now, Portugal's grid operator saying that the blackout that is plaguing Portugal right now, and Spain and France, is caused by Spain's electricity grid malfunctioning. They're blaming this on a rare atmospheric phenomenon. They're trying to say that temperature fluctuations in the middle of Spain led to disconnections of certain utilities. They haven't really explained how that is. Other people are saying that it sounds fishy. There's no way that if the power goes down in Spain that it should black out other countries. But I'm not sure how all of Europe has their power grid set up and intertwined throughout the countries. But it looks to be large scale at this point. I got a video clip here showing the people running around pretty much in the dark trying to figure out, what's going on. Everybody's got their lights out. It seems like some backup lighting in the downtown area, emergency lighting, is on, but all the rest of the lights are out. And you can see everybody standing around in the dark, so to speak, and they're not getting any answers as to when it's going to be back. The officials saying they're trying to get it back on, but as for when, nobody knows. You can see the train services shut down. People just having to walk from wherever they're at.
You see that, man? That's serious. So they're saying it's been like a countrywide blackout in Spain, Portugal, and parts of France, if I'm not mistaken. all of a sudden, man, people are just sitting there confused, not knowing what to do. They're probably stranded in certain areas. They were on the train shut down, they stranded wherever they were left at. Man, you see the things that are happening, man. It's no coincidence. Let's play a little bit more. We'll get some precepts.
So this is a pretty big blackout, man. They say no payments are possible without cash, so no food and no transportation. Very limited internet and no clue whether it'll actually be resolved. This is what people are facing. So just remember that. Can't get no food because you can't get no cash out. And when the power's down and all the electronics are down, that's where cash is king and always has been.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there for a second. I want to make another point. And the elder apostle Tahar mentioned this because he recently did a video on this topic. And I seen this news happening a little bit earlier today, but I'm just now getting around to it, man. He mentioned though in his video, he said that when the power comes on, they could be bringing forth a new system. All right, but this could just be a test run, man. All right, this could be a test run, and that's a very high possibility that they could be gearing up for a major blackout, not just in Spain and parts of Europe, but also here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, that could be a method in which they use, to bring forth the MOTB, which is the RFID microchip, because people would definitely panic here in the United States when and if things completely shut down due to a blackout. All right, you won't be able to pump gas, you won't be able to make any transactions, you won't be able to buy anything. All right, you won't be able to do things you need to do in society, and it's going to cause people to panic and run to who? Esau, Edom. They're going to have the answers because you know what? That's their age-old tactic. It's known as order out of chaos. Matter of fact, let's segue to that phrase real quick. We'll get some precepts as well. But we understand that the wicked devices of Esau cause chaos to ensue, man. So they can get more control of the people. Let's get that definition of order ab chaos. The elders bring this out all the time. So check it out, man. This is from a Freemason website, and it says the symbolic meaning of ordo ab chaos in Freemasonry, and we understand that the Freemasons are fucking wicked. All right, don't let them fool you. They try to act like they're all, benevolent and upstanding people. These people are a bunch of demonic, satanic members of a secret society that controls a lot of the things that go on in society. All right, behind closed doors, you got police officers. A lot of them are Freemasons. Your Baptist church pastors are Freemasons. A lot of them. All right, they have this secrecy that they move in, and it's really demonic. But one of the phrases that they have here, the elites of Esau, in their secret societies, such as the Freemasons, is ordo ab chaos. All right. So it says the motto ordo ab chaos. I'll start right there. It says, if you can see it, I'm gonna highlight it. It says the motto ordo ab chaos is one such phrase that is extremely important within Freemasonry and is known by Masons as the motto of the 33rd degree. The motto can be found on the splendid decorations of the Order of the Sovereign Grand Inspectors General, which is one of the highest honors that can be bestowed upon a Mason. And that's what they tell you, all right? So, it says you are also likely to see ordo ab chaos, that phrase there, present on many other significant pieces of Masonic regalia, owing to the fact that it is of the utmost importance to the Freemasonry world over. So these wicked fucking devils, man, because that's who the real Freemasons are. You got Jake that gets involved with some of this shit. A lot of the celebrities, they get involved with Freemasonry, the secret society. They do different hand signals and all that shit. Jay-Z being one of them. It goes back to Satanism in the guise of, trying to be, they're trying to put it in the light of being based off of biblical principles, but they're not, man. All right. It says the righteous are bold as lions. And anyway, thing is that, let's see, let's jump down. Here it is right here. Here's a better definition. It says, what is meant by auto abkeo? That's a very strange picture right here. You see the lion eating the serpent with wings and the moon and the sun. Very strange. But anyway, it says, what is meant by auto abkeo? Auto abkeo is a Latin phrase. All right, you tell me you're not in modern day Rome? The Romans spoke Latin. All right, auto abkeo is a Latin phrase that is translated to mean order from chaos in English. It is widely associated with another well-known Latin phrase, lux in tenebris, which translates to light from darkness. Another hugely important theme within Freemasonry. And their light is really darkness, man. The light that they have, because they call themselves the Illuminati. All right, they're shrouded in secrecy and they claim to have the light. And they do have a certain level of wicked wisdom. Okay, they know certain things that the average people of the society don't understand or know because they keep it from them. All right, but guess what? The true light is being shown, and the true light is from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Is being shown through his elect, starting with the men, of the 144,000, trickling on down to the men of, the believing body, which are Israelites. We're shining the true light, man. Okay, but anyway, that's their phrase, order abkeo, and it means order out of chaos. All right, they create chaos and then they bring order. They bring more control over the people, which is what they want. And real quick, I got that verse that we started out with, Psalms 37 and verse 7 in the New Living Translation, the NLT. Now check this out. It says, be still in the presence of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, and wait patiently for him to act. You see, don't worry about evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. You see, and Esau is bringing out his wicked schemes in these last days, such as cutting off the power, man, because that whole situation over there seemed fishy. As they were saying, they said it was due to a atmospheric change, weather change. All of a sudden now the power goes out. Sounds very, very suspect. All right, but we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man, or his wicked schemes. It tells you about that in 2 Corinthians, either 1st or 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. Let's get that real quick too. Yep, here it is, in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that word devices goes, it translates into wicked schemes, wicked plots and plans. And that's what this devil brings forth, man. He's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Satan is a spirit, but Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they're manipulated by that wicked spirit, man, that vibration of Satan, as you can see all throughout history. And they have not changed. So we're getting ready to see a lot more wicked devices being brought to pass, man. But it's all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and we're not ignorant of it, man.
But those countries that are moving away from it are going to find out the hard way. They also say parts of France are affected and trying to come back online. Barcelona and Valencia were hit by the outage. So they're saying that this is massive. Massive, really massive power outage is what they're saying on Bloomberg. So multiple countries in the dark. Again, they're saying that power fluctuations, temperature fluctuations cause this. If I find out any different, I'll make sure to kick it out on X. Make sure to follow me over there. And also, join us for the live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu 77. And catch us on the X live streams exclusive where we cover the Underground Project as well. Links below. Much love.
So yeah, you see that, man. It sounds very suspicious. Okay. Let's play this clip real quick. Let's see what this is talking about. From RTE News. Let's check it out.
Spanish authorities say power has been partially restored in northern, southern and western Spain following a massive power outage that has caused chaos for millions of people across the Iberian Peninsula. While the government has promised an investigation into the outages, which also affected parts of France and Portugal, the National Energy Network has suggested that they could have been caused by extreme temperature variations in the interior of the country.
The outage was as sudden as it was inexplicable. Across Spain and parts of Portugal and France, the electricity which keeps a modern economy humming simply disappeared. Traffic lights were out, meaning streets were soon gridlocked. In Madrid, the metro system shut down, funneling more people onto busy streets and into cars that then clogged arteries. Outside Atocha, Madrid's rail hub, thousands found themselves stranded with little idea of how to get home or get to work. Inside, the normally bustling platforms were eerily deserted. Airports fell back on emergency power supplies, but scores of flights were still grounded. That was expected to have a knock-on effect across Europe. The outage occurred around 11:30 this morning Irish time. Play at the Calle Magica on the 7th day of the Madrid Masters tennis tournament was suspended, with fans using their mobile phones to find their way out of the stadium. The president of the Madrid region called on the authorities to implement a national emergency plan.
Periodistas todos estamos recibiendo información.
We are all getting information in bits and pieces, so we can't give you much more in this situation, which is so abnormal. What we are going to do is ask the government to activate Emergency Plan 3 so that the army can preserve order if necessary.
Did you hear that, man? All right, so now they're calling for the government to step in and restore order. So this leads me to think about the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. They could do a similar situation here in the US and other parts of the world, or they could say, whatever, it was a cyber attack or whatever they're going to use as an excuse to why the grid goes down and people are panicking. All right, they're going to run to these damn devils for answers, man. They're going to run to the government, man. And they're going to present you with what the RFID microchip. They're going to say, if you want assistance, if you want food and assistance, we even have, different things, such as supplies and whatnot for you and your family. You're going to have to identify yourself and take the mark of the beast. Matter of fact, let's get that precept. All right, so here we have the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, and it goes into the beast system and his mark, man. This, major end time prophecy, and we're waiting for that to take place, man. Because once they make the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, mandatory, once that's presented and forced on the people, we know that the end is soon, and Yahweh Shai is going to soon return, man. All right, we know that the nuclear destruction is soon as well, because this must happen before World War III goes nuclear, and we're seeing that heat up. But this is Revelation 13. I got it highlighted, verse 16. Through 18, it says, and because Slakia, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So it don't matter who the fuck you are. If you're a millionaire, a thousandaire, whatever, or you just a bum on the streets. It don't matter if you in prison, locked up, or if you out there, doing your thing in society. You're gonna cause everybody to receive this mark, man, either in your hand or in your head. And you see the Neuralink technology advancing. People are doing more and more, what I'm trying to say here. More and more people are stepping forward and receiving the brain chip. All right. More and more trials are being done is what I was trying to say. Because they're getting ready to bring this thing, man. We're at the end, baby. We're at the end of the society. All right. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And before the kingdom of heaven is established, all this shit got to happen. All right. And we're seeing it happen. So yeah, man. And what situation would, be more suitable for them to bring this, man? Like such as a blackout, complete collapse of society. No access to stores, no access to, make any kind of transaction to buy supplies or anything. You're going to have people running to receive this thing, right? Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he or except he that had the mark, all right, the RFID microchip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, and all those things are incorporated into receiving that mark. All right, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that goes into 666, the mark of the number of the beast. All right, the mark is the actual physical technology that they want to insert into your body, and many people on the earth already have this, man. They're trying to make it seem cool. They're making it an option right now, and a lot of people have already opted into getting it, right? Especially over there in Sweden. I've done videos on that. A lot of the population has microchips in their hands to access their homes, their front door. They just wave their hand in front of the reader, and their front door opens. All right, they don't have any keys anymore for their cars. They just walk up to their car and wave their hand in front of it, and the fucking door opens up. All right, you see, they're trying to make it seem cool, man. That's what they want for everybody. They want you to be completely linked into their system, because in order to have those things, you have to be linked into the system, the beast system. All right, all your medical records, your identification, they want all that on that technology. And let's go ahead and prove to you that it's a physical mark, man. It's not a spiritual thing. This is a physical thing they want to put on the people. All right, this is why you got to go into the words, man. And our elders and apostles with Great Millstone have taught us well, man, to go into the words so we can understand these major end time prophecies in their fullness. All right, so let's go into that word mark. Okay, here it is in the Greek.
Strong's G 5480, charagma. Charagma.
Yep, or charagma, and it says a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. And the anti-Messiah, or as they say, the Antichrist, is who? The main one is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, and there's many anti-Messiahs, as the scriptures tell you. All right, you got the 2/3 of our own people, the Israelites, who are against, the Messiah. They're Antichrist. All right, you see, and the rest of these other heathen out there, they're against the Messiah, because all that is required for you to be an Antichrist is to be against the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and Esau is the chief one. It's not going to be some man that just comes out of the middle of the ocean, you know what I'm saying, with horns on his head and shit, and a 666 tattooed on his head. No, it's talking about a people, man. In this instance, the Edomites, the wicked. All right, and when you want to follow him, when you want to show your allegiance to him and his system, you're going to have to take that RFID microchip, man. That's your badge of allegiance. And you're opposing yourself against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's going to cause your ass to be destroyed, man. All right, it says the mark branded upon horses, because they look at you as fucking cattle. They look at you as cattle, man. They shut them damn lights off over there in Spain, in Portugal, and they're walking around like lost sheep. All right, you see, they didn't know what to do. People were just stranded wherever they were at, trying to use their cell phones for light. What happens when your cell phone dies? What if the power don't come on, right? And then your cell phone dies? People are going to be losing their damn minds. And they're going to be seeking to who? The government for help. Of course, they're going to be like, well, we got supplies. We have food stored up and stockpiled. But you got to identify yourself. You got to show that you're down. All right? And take this chip. All right? The mark branded upon horses. They look at you as like fucking cattle. Thin carved sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. All right, jump down. It says Strong's definition. It says a scratch or etching. You got to get your skin penetrated. All right, because they inject a needle into your skin, which is against the scriptures, man. You're not supposed to be making cuttings in your flesh, especially to receive the mark of the beast. That they stick that needle in your skin and they inject that small piece of technology, man, the microchip. All right, that's a stamp of your badge to the damn devil. Okay, it's a physical thing. Don't let these other false groups, these false Israelite groups, tell you that it's anything different. All right, they got many false teachings on this, and the elect are gonna take heed to the true teaching of it. And the men of Great Millstone have been teaching this for years and years and years, and we have not changed, man. Starting with the elder apostle Tahar on down, man. And it's happening. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you that real quick. You know, the Karabma, the mark of the beast. You got to know what it is, man. And this could be a situation in which they, you know, do it on a larger scale to bring this technology forth, man. All right. There's going to be a time where the power, goes out, and it goes out for a long, long time. Let's jump back to this video, man. Let's run it back just a few seconds to what she was saying. Let's see. Here we go. All right, right here.
The outage occurred around 11:30 this morning Irish time. Play at the Caja Magica on the 7th day of the Madrid Masters tennis tournament was suspended, with fans using their mobile phones to find their way out of the stadium. The president of the Madrid region called on the authorities to implement a national emergency plan.
Periodistas todos estamos recibiendo información.
We are all getting information in bits and pieces, so we can't give you much more in this situation, which is so abnormal. What we are going to do is ask the government to activate Emergency Plan 3 so that the army can preserve order if necessary.
That's also martial law, man. If they did a fucking blackout here in America, of course these fucking demons would lose their minds. It'd be robbing, looting, killing, murder, you know what I'm saying? Total chaos, man. If the power went out here for an extended period of time, I'm talking about like days and weeks. All right, you're gonna have people on day 3 running to the government, man, you know, trying to, run to the military for answers, man. And they're gonna invoke martial law. All right, they're doing that over there, man. They're talking about causing the military to restore order. That's martial law. Man, we see exactly what's going on, man. The Apostle Tahar said it in his video, man. We're like the owls. We can see in the dark, man. We know what the fuck is going on. And this could be a test run. We'll see.
Bank machines, office computers, restaurant ovens were all affected. An expanding glitch that rippled through every aspect of life.
I'm in a data centre and everything has gone off. All the alarms popped up and now we are waiting with the groups, waiting to find out what happened. The groups can't go down. If the groups go down, all communication goes down, and it's a huge problem.
The government said it was trying to restore power and find out the cause of the outage as quickly as possible. This afternoon, the authorities said it could take several hours. As people stocked up on food in those supermarkets which still had power, the Spanish grid operator Red Electrica said it was working with energy companies to restore power in phases.
And Tony joins us now from Bus.
And you saw that, man. They went in there and started panic buying all the food up, man. Let's continue.
Brussels. Tony, Portugal, of course, one of the countries also impacted by this. Its Prime Minister, as well as the EU, saying that there's no indication of a cyber attack. Is it still a consideration, though?
Yo, did I not just say that? Did I not mention that earlier? They're going to say it was a cyber attack. They're going to say some shit like, Russia or somebody in China has hacked the system and, the grid is down. And look, come on, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. They're already throwing it out there, man. I didn't even know they were going to say that. Let's play a little bit more.
Well, yeah, the Portuguese Prime Minister Luís Montenegro there saying that he couldn't rule that out. Now, Pedro Sánchez, the Spanish Prime Minister, a short time ago said that there was no conclusive evidence one way or another what had caused this outage. But the National Energy Agency has talked about extremely high temperatures between 12 and 1 o'clock Spanish time today. And if you have very high temperatures, that limits the amount of power that can be carried on those high voltage cables, and there is some suggestion that the cables that link Spain to the European grid over the Pyrenees, that may have been shut off for a period, and that's why the outage may have been so catastrophic. Now, obviously, we are looking at potentially another major weather phenomenon and linked to this problem. We saw the huge problems in Valencia last year with the flooding. That was as a result of very high temperatures over the Mediterranean, colliding with an Arctic polar front over Spain, causing that torrential rain and over 200 deaths. So I think that's going to be one of the areas the authorities are going to be looking at. Spain has been increasing its renewables to about 56% of its overall energy mix, which is a huge increase in recent years. Nuclear has been declining, fossil fuels have been down, but clearly Spain has an overall profile problem with these very high temperatures and extreme weather events.
Your editor, Tony Conley, thank you for that. Returning now to that massive power cut in large parts of Spain and Portugal. And we're joined now by Dr. Paul Cuff, who's an assistant professor in electrical engineering at UCD. Thank you so much for coming in to speak to us in 6-1.
Yeah, you can watch the rest of this video on your own time, but the point has been made. Major blackout, recent news over there in Spain, in Portugal, and parts of France. This could be a test run, to see how the people react, and like I said, man, if they do that shit here in the United States, they've been talking about that. They could blame it on Russia, say, oh, the Russians hacked our system. The Chinese, they hacked the grid, and now everything is, shut off. They can use that as an event, a black swan event, to bring forth their plan, their order out of chaos, man. You see, and bring forth the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And if you receive that as an Israelite, anywhere in your body, your right hand, your forehead, they're going to try to, promote it to, be easily administered in your hand. But it don't be simple. What if I get it in my elbow? What if I get it in my butt cheek? All right, man, play around with the Lord if you want to. We know that if you receive this mark, you're going to be destroyed, man. All right, the heathen, they have no salvation. Esau has no salvation. But you Israelites have a shot at being saved. All right, but let's get some precepts, man. So here we have the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter. I'm going to jump down to the point I want to make for time's sake. It's talking about the punishment of those Israelites who received this mark. All right, Revelation 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, all right, meaning Esau's system, and the beast system, consists of NATO and the EU, which is Esau's power structure, the revived Roman Empire, right? All right, if any man worship the beast and his image, meaning his ways of life, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? The brain chip or the one that goes in your hand, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, meaning righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Now let's break this down. So those of you that go out there, you panic, when Esau brings the chaos, and you go out there and you panic, you wondering how you gonna eat, you run to daddy Esau, all right? You run to Massa and you receive his fucking chip in you just so you can get some food and supplies. Guess what? The Lord gonna fucking destroy you. And excuse my French, but I gotta be, blunt with this, man. This is deadly serious, and this time is at hand. And you cannot say that you have not been warned, man. Those of you that receive this mark, you've canceled out your salvation, and you're gonna die in the thermonuclear destruction. That nuclear fire is gonna torch this place. That's what the fire and brimstone is talking about, man. All right. That's what it's talking about, man. Because after they make this thing mandatory, all right, and all those who receive the mark, who are supposed to receive it to be destroyed, the Lord is going to bring the thermonuclear destruction in the midst of World War III. And America is going to be completely obliterated. And the only way out of this bitch is through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua taking you up into the chariot, man. That's why it says that right there. And those who receive it, they're going to be tormented in the sight of the angels and the presence of the Lamb. The Lamb is who? Yahweh Shai. He's coming in the midst of this to rescue his elect. And they're going to be taken up into those so-called UFOs, man, that everybody been talking about so much. Those are the vehicles of the angels, and Yahweh Shai is coming back on a huge spaceship, all right? Because that's what it is. He's coming back to save his elect, man. And we're going to, Lord willing, we're of the elect, and we get the victory over the mark, all right? And we don't take it. We're going to be rescued. And the rest of you who have defied yourself, with Esau's mark, you're going to be left here to be destroyed, man. And that's just what it is. All right. This is the prophecy. End time prophecy that's coming soon, man. And they could use a black swan event such as a power outage or a nationwide or a worldwide power outage situation to make this thing mandatory. And here's one that came to mind, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare or the trap. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them." And that's what happened right there in this situation. That's a small example of men being snared in an evil time. They were stuck, man. Those thousands of people, man, millions of people, they were just like, they were stuck in that situation. They couldn't do anything about it, man. They shut the power off. All right. They couldn't travel. They couldn't buy. They couldn't sell. You see? And Esau, he's planning to bring forth their evil net, man. Right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, heavy hitter. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Yeah, man. You see, sudden destruction, sudden calamity could happen at any moment, man. You see, and you're not going to be able to escape if the Lord is not dealing with you, man. This is why we're telling you Israelites to repent and turn back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're in the evil time. We're in the time of Esau getting ready to set forth his traps and snares for you people. All right. And you got the majority of our population out here, walking around like ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Every weekend we're downtown, prophesying of these things that are getting ready to happen. And they just walk around, they walk by the camp, they just act like, ain't nothing going on, man. They're enjoying their day, buying and selling, in the shops and shit downtown, doing whatever they're doing, man, enjoying their weekends, not knowing that at any moment, man, a major event can take place and they're going to be caught out there, man, and they're not going to be able to escape. We got a couple of more. We're going to wrap it up, man. All right, this is Proverbs 22 and verse 3, one of my favorites as well, heavy hitter, man. "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." You see, and the majority of people are just fucking simple, man. You got your preppers and whatnot trying to, physically prepare for whatever's going to happen, but that's not going to save them, man. You got to prepare spiritually. The only one that can save you is the creator of all energy and existence, man, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, you Israelites that are prudent, you see the evil that's coming. You see Esau gearing up to do some shit, man. Things are not getting better in society, man. They're only getting worse. So you should be hiding yourself under the shadow of the Almighty, as it tells you in Psalms 91. Coming back to your true heritage as Israelites, man, and seeking Yahweh through his son Yahushua, the only means of our salvation from the times that are coming upon the earth, man. It's finna get crazy out here, man. A lot of death and destruction are coming as well. Plagues, pestilences, civil wars, man, martial law. This is all prophesied in the scriptures, man. We see them being set forth to take place. And we're getting more and more rooted, and we're seeking the Lord more and more as the days go on, man. Because we know where our protection comes from. But the simple Israelites, they're going to pass on and continue to do what they doing, partying and bullshitting until it's too goddamn late. All right, it's that same verse, Proverbs 22 and 3 in the Good News Translation. In GNT, it says, "Sensible people will see trouble coming and avoid it. But an unthinking person will walk right into it and regret it later." That's right, man. This is talking about in the spiritual sense. All right. You see, the elect, the hopeful elect, man, they're being spiritually sensible right now. They're seeing the shit, circling the drain. They're seeing society, spiral out of control, and they're seeking their protection, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and you must come in those names, man. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. We're going to be safe in these times that we're coming into. The Lord's going to provide for his elect. The men, women, and children that are of the elect, they're going to be, in a good case when these things are going down, man. Where everybody else is going to be falling to the wayside, man, and being, victims of judgment. I'm going to close with this, all right? We're already at 40 minutes. So this is Psalms 124 and verse 7. It says, our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Yeah, man, the elect are going to escape the traps of Esau Edom because he's known as the fowler. And that word fowler means someone who catches birds. All right, a bird catcher. And Esau is trying to catch us. We're likened into those doves that Esau is trying to catch in his trap. But the elect are going to escape the trap. While the rest of our people are going to get snared in that trap. They're going to take that RFID microchip and be destroyed, man. But us, we're going to hold out and wait on the Lord unto salvation, man. All right. So, yeah, man, this is where we at. We at the end. And Esau is setting them traps up as we speak, man. So don't be, ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Listen to the true men of the Lord, the prophets, starting with, the elder apostle Tahar, the elders of Great Millstone on down, man. We have the 100% truth through the Holy Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Shah. So, man, this lesson right here, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. May the Lord make these devils bring it, man. We ready to get the fuck out of here. The sooner it happens, the better. Kwame Asharala and Abba Shalom.